Greetings, folks, and welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Coco Smooth, the Casual Collector. And in this segment of 112 Scale Military Action Figures Takes, I'm showcasing the mashup of a couple of Valaverse figures with the 60th anniversary infantry soldier, action infantry soldier. Um, as you guys know, I've been doing a whole lot of different videos with the action soldier because I'm just so enamored with them right now. And I decided that um, to do a mashup with what I think makes sense with them the most right now, which is the desert themed Valaverse figures. Now, I'm sure when we do more woodland stuff, they would make sense too, but I don't know if I have enough woodland character mashups with Valaverse stuff. I only got more heavily desert themed stuff. So, yeah, this is what I got. But yeah, if you guys notice, these look like they work well together. They play well together. Look at just how Desert Steel Brigade doesn't look too big next to the action infantry soldier infantry, right? Just he looks seamless. Sometimes, depending on who, they look like they can be much taller. Like for example, um, the infantry commando looks like he might be way taller. Um, yeah, and it's okay because obviously, nobody in real life is the same height. You know what I mean? So it's okay for these. But for the people who have OCD or have OCD tendencies, wondering, well, man, the scale's a little off. You know what I'm saying? This makes it easier because he just looks like he's not that much bigger. It looks like he blends, right? Um, and we got our boy Desert Condor. He's a really good. Uh, I'd say he's definitely a good fit in this scenario, right? Congruency test. He could be like the consultant that hangs out with the Joes with his outfits, right? Because the uniform obviously shows that these guys are you know fighting for a country or whatever, but the others, with the exception of the desert female Valaverse fig, uh, she's more in alignment with what you know the the infantry guys are wearing right now, the uniform. Especially if I have more, right? Like if I have more, then it makes sense for them to be more uniform. But in this case, since he's freestyling with short sleeves, if since he's not wearing a top like a regular soldier would, he looks more like a consultant slash merc or special forces or you know something like to that effect, you know. And he's got nods too, so yeah. Obviously, third party gear for me is it is kind of necessary to make it look more congruent with the the Valaverse line. Of course, this might not have been the best choice because of the lack of paint apps, but because they are current realistic weapons of what the army is issued at the moment, the M250 and the spear over there at the back, XM7. That's what's being issued. I think it's because of the climate. It makes sense. The current climate being that this is the hot accessory to have since that's what's going on. And I don't know too many other people who are rocking uh spears, standard issued US Army gear. So yeah, um I'm hoping that when that GI Joe, definitely when they do the action marine, that they have something close to what they got going on with the action soldier, because man, this is a tough uh combination to beat right now. I'm hoping they find a way to make it happen because man, I'm real excited. I hope that they do. And my buddy Sherwood, I'm hoping that they do get the license to buy the if at all, so they can wear the globe and anchor, the eagle globe and anchor. Uh, I hope they do that. GI Joe finds a way. That's probably why they didn't do it yet. They haven't released it yet because how do you say action marine and not have the most important thing of their uniform, So yeah, I'm hoping they do. Thank you for your continued support, Sherwood. You're my guy. You too, Len, and a bunch of all of you guys who in my comment section that always educate me on these matters. Your boy's still growing. I know I'm old, but I'm still growing in competency and awareness of things. So yeah, I love the congruency test. This is the mashup of this it's a clean look. It's a good look. You know what I mean? It's just these guys look like they make sense together and that they could do missions together and they can do damage. And that's how I imagine things when I ultimately buy them. I just didn't want people to think that I just that I have an adversarial uh approach to these things. That's far from the truth. I definitely enjoy mashing my guys up. That's the whole point. I didn't if I didn't see them hanging out, I don't know that it just I don't know if it would have appealed to me to have picked up any Action Force to begin with. It'd be more so because what got me into the hobby was more nostalgia at first, but in my hunger and thirst for more figures as I was getting, I started to build up my GI Joe classified line. I was like, ooh, what are these? What are those? I was so impressed. Like, hey, you know what? These look like they can, let me give these a try. Once I did, and I felt the quality of the figs. My first being this bad boy right here. It set such a high bar. I was like, oh my goodness. Like desire of what to get. I had to pull the trigger. Um, um, while I ordered this, waiting for it to come in the mail, I ended up, uh, going to a store and picking up Rollout and Tim Kennedy's character first, so because it was right there, and me waiting for this infantry soldier, it felt like a lifetime, and I enjoyed, messing with those. Well, it was awkward because they were their own thing, and I just didn't have no nostalgia for it. I figured that they still played so well. I was like, yeah, these guys could look like they would match up with the Joes. They could just be like background characters or something, since I don't know, since I can't do any stories in my head with them, since I've never seen them in any story. I can't have any conversations. So to me at the time, they're just like, they might be too high speed, with potential for individual stories in the next seasons or so, right? So all right, folks, well, that's all I got for this segment of 1/12 scale military action figures takes, the congruency tests, aka mashup edition. I am your host, Coco Smooth. As you can see, Desert Steel Brigade, or any Steel Brigade, and any of these Valaverse figs with the action, infantry soldier looks like they would mash up. So until next video, folks, ciao.